everyone. My name is Said.
And I'm Gustavo Rios.
And I'm Sarah Knoll.
I'm Kia Chen.
And we are Command and Conquer. We are a corporation that operates at the Burnett Shale gas fields. Now, in order for a company to grow financially and become a success, they have to always look for ways to reduce their cost of their operations. Now, we at Command and Conquer are no exception to the rule. And in search of this opportunity for reducing our costs, we came across our water management and our hydraulic fracking operations. Now, when you're doing hydraulic fracking, you always have fracking fluids. Now, when that fracking fluid is being pumped out of the wellbore, it's called flowback. Now, our business opportunity involves the treatment of the flowback with the use of our technology. Okay, we looked at different technologies for treating our flowback, and we settled on the rover technology. With the rover technology, we also did our analysis, we looked at our numbers, and today we're going to present you our results, and we're also going to present our business case for the adoption of the rover technology for the treatment of the flowback. Now, these are the results that we came up with this technology. We saw a 30% reduction of overall water management costs. That means we saw a reduction in our transportation and our disposal costs. We also saw a 40% reduction in freshwater costs. That was because we had an on-site treatment facility for the flowback. We also saw a 0.7% increase in the net present value, as well as a 0.9 higher internal rate of return. Now, how do we arrive to this particular conclusion? To give you an insight on this conclusion, we're going to today present to you our methodology, our business case, conclusion, and our recommendations. Now, methodology is the very first step in any project. You can say it is a key behind every successful project. It is a backbone, and also it details the inner map of the working of a project. It involves initiation, planning, execution, monitoring, control, and closing. Now, they don't have to be in a particular sequence. For example, it is quite natural that you're actually going to have initiation at the start of a project, and you're going to have closing at the end of a project. You would also essentially have planning before execution, but your monitoring control can be throughout the whole process. So, to begin a project, you always have to have a project idea. Now, at Command and Conquer, we were always looking ways to reduce our costs. We looked at different places, and the one area that came out on top was the water management. Now, we did a very rough estimation of the benefits, and we came out with a clear justification to go ahead with the project. We also defined very clear objectives for a business case. We knew we had to identify benefits and detriments for this technology. We also had to identify a time scale on how long it'll take for us to implement this particular technology. We also need to develop a business appraisal, as well as identify major risks associated with this project. Okay, for us to treat the flowback, we had to find a particular technology to do that. Now, we came across two different technologies. We found the rover technology and the Nomad technology. Now, the rover technology deals with treating flowback, which has a high amount of suspended solids. And the Nomad technology deals with flowback consisting of dissolved solids. Now, when we did our analysis on the flowback coming from the Burnett Shale gas field, we found that it's really high in suspended solids. So it was an easier decision to make for us to select the rover technology for this particular gas location. Okay, so once we settled on our technology, it was easier for us to develop our statement of work. Our statement of work was to determine the business case for implementing the flowback reuse program using the rover technology for the Burnett Shale gas fields. Now, we also had to make sure that we identified the stakeholders for this project. It was a major step because we need to identify the major players, and we need to make sure that those people are kept in check throughout the project. Then, once we had an overall picture of the project, then we developed our project charter. This was a very good reference point for us to make sure that we don't ever go off track, that we don't deviate from our goal. In the end, we developed our work breakdown structure. Now, this gives a pretty good overall picture of the processes included in each process bucket. This was really our roadmap from the very start to the finish. It also really helped immensely in organizing our project, as well as making sure that we don't ever miss a particular process in the entire project. Okay, then we had to identify and list our activities. Every one of these activities is crucial to our project. We also developed a RACI chart. Now, in developing a RACI chart, we had to make sure that we consider the areas of expertise for every team member. And we also used the help of personality tests in coming up with a RACI chart. Then we could develop schedule. Now, for a project, the completion is not the final goal. You also have to make sure your project gets done in a very timely manner. And for us, developing a schedule, that was very, very important. We also developed a node diagram. This node diagram shows the dependencies between each activity. And that helped us move to the next stage. Now, this is our Gantt chart. Now, Gantt chart, we really list our activities and put a timeline to every activity. With the help of the Gantt chart, we make sure that we don't go over the time limit for activity, and we do not exceed a particular allotted time for unnecessarily for an activity. Okay, after we listed and planned out our activities, we executed all of our activities. And with the execution, we were able to develop our business case. Now, throughout the project, we made sure that we monitored and controlled every activity. We did weekly meetings. We made sure the work that was done, we made sure that we did a quality check on that work. We also made sure that we don't ever fall behind on our schedule. And we made sure that we are focused on delivering the desired results. Today, to conclude our processes, we're gonna deliver to you guys our report and our presentation. And to talk about our business case, I'm gonna invite Gustavo.
Next, I'm going to present the business case that Command & Conquer came up with for treating and reusing flowback. But I would like to start by first explaining exactly what a business case is and what is its purpose. A business case is a written document to justify the undertaking of a project or initiative within an organization by outlining the business need, the expected benefits, expected detriments, and the major risks, and performing an investment analysis on the project. Using a business case, a manager or executive should be able to determine whether a project is worth the investment. Now I'm going to present our business case for treating and reusing flowback in the Barnett Shale gas fields. Within our business case, we identified several reasons to why treating and reusing flowback is something that Command & Conquer needs to look into. Some of these reasons are listed here. In the past, disposing of flowback offered the cheapest option due to the large amount of disposal wells in Texas. However, recent public, regulatory, and economic pressures are decreasing the availability of injection wells and increasing the cost of disposal. Also, recent water shortages in Texas has increased the price of fresh water. Next, also within our business case, we identified our different business options. Our first option was to just keep doing what Command & Conquer is already doing, which is disposing of all of our flowback. The other option we looked into was to treat all of our flowback and reusing this treated flowback on other hydraulic fracturing jobs. And these are the two options we focused on. Within our business case, we also listed the expected benefits and detriments that would come from treating and reusing all of our flowback. Some of these benefits include a decrease in water transportation cost, decrease in trucking miles, decrease in our need for a fresh water supply, a decrease water disposal cost, and it will also enhance our corporate image by being environmentally friendly. We then ran a financial analysis on these two options. Before we could do the financial analysis, there were many things we had to assume just to make sure our financial analysis is, run in a rightful manner. So some of the things we assumed was the financial analysis was done in only one well. We assumed that the life of the well was 20 years. We assumed that the well produced 500 million cubic feet of gas the first year and 2 billion cubic feet over its lifetime. We also assumed 35%, an income tax of 35% of earnings and a discount rate of 10%. As I mentioned before, the financial analysis was executed for the lifetime of one well from the time the well was drilled until the end of production. We first calculated the free cash flow, from which we then calculated the net present value using a 10% discount rate. We also calculated the internal rate of return, and what we concluded was that treating and reusing flowback in Barnett Shale gas fields is truly cheaper than to dispose of it here in Texas. Also, some of the major risks that we listed within our business case included the possibility that Fountain Quell's rover technology may not be able to process all the flowback we need in the time we need it, and this could cause delays in the treated flowback available for reuse. Also, another risk will be that not 100% of the flowback will be recovered. This will also result in less treated flowback available for reuse.